So yesterday, Battlefield released a development update video, and they talked about a bunch of points on what's coming up for Season 1, what they're working on, pretty much giving the community, or what's left of it, an update on the status of 2042. But the first thing I want to point out is this video is unlisted on YouTube. It almost feels as though they're trying to throttle the reach of the video because they don't want to get shit on or get negative comments. So kind of odd here that they decided to put it unlisted. So unless you're really going to look for it actively on either Twitter or the EA forums, which I'm sure a ton of people visit on a daily basis, especially in the Battlefield specific forum. But I digress. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this development update video. So the first point here is talking about maps. So they're updating a lot of the maps to add more cover, mostly in the forms of containers and sandbags. It's hard to see how this will actually affect gameplay because we have no hands-on experience, and at their core, the maps are kind of poorly designed and way too big for the amount of players that are on them. So not quite sure how much of an effect this will have, because the maps themselves are still going to pretty much stay the same. They're also changing the Conquest layout for both Kaleidoscope and Renewal, but they had talked about that a while back. So the changes to Kaleidoscope will be launching with Season 1, and then changes to Renewal will be launching later down the line, somewhere between Season 1 and Season 2. So before we keep going here, I just want to point out that a lot of this was, scripted, trying to look good and tell the players that, hey, we're still here, we're not abandoning the game, but until they prove it otherwise, I'm staying skeptical on their ability to turn this sinking ship around, let alone bring it to an actual 1.0 state, or at least what I would believe to be a 1.0 state. So talking about experiences and modes, so obviously they took away the 120 player breakthrough. They stated that they were unshackling themselves from 120 players. Hard to see how this wasn't caught prior to the release of 2042, how 128 player breakthrough was not an ideal experience, and now instead of just fixing it, they flat out get rid of it to save themselves a lot of the work. So you can really see where the game lacked any meaningful playtesting, and they wanted the nice marketing number, 128 player modes and stuff like that, but now you're just getting rid of it because you don't want to fix it. But anyways, moving on. So they're keeping 128 player Conquest. Breakthrough is only going to be on 64 players. That is what happened in the last update. They're also looking to include Rush in their official modes. So in All Out Warfare, that would be great. Rush is probably one of the better modes in this game. And to the surprise of no one, Hazard Zone is not getting any further development. Who could have thought that this mode was dead in the water on launch, It's really a head scratcher, that one, why nobody's interested in this game mode that was half-baked and really had nothing to offer. I think I played one match of Hazard Zone. I was like, this is worse than the rest of the game, so no thanks. So they say that other than game-breaking critical errors or odd behaviors, there's nothing that's going to be coming to Hazard Zone. So another squandered opportunity here. In the form of Hazard Zone. This is pretty much an exact repeat of Firestorm. So, it's not like people have told them time and time again that if they wanted to have a Battle Royale or Extraction Royale type experience, it should be free to play and not hinder the development of the games, so the Battlefield titles themselves. But there it is. No more development for Hazard Zone. It is dead. So moving on to the core gameplay. So they're making some changes to the specialists, making them look more gritty and war-torn, I guess. So McKay has a beard now and will look a little bit dirtier. Same thing for Boris, looking quite a little bit dirtier here. But at the core, this doesn't change the specialist. Like, I can tell you right now, specialists aren't going anywhere. They're already too invested in the specialist system in 2042. Hell, I can even see them having specialists in the next title, because they want that sweet microtransaction money. So specialists aren't going anywhere. But I don't think, the way specialists are right now does kind of break immersion, and the war tone is not there because they have these stupid ass voice lines. A lot of them look all like happy-go-lucky after murdering countless people on the battlefield. So yeah, that kind of does break immersion. Also, and I've said this before, having the same specialists on either side is really disconcerting. I hate it. It's dumb. They were too lazy to create character models for each team, so the US and the RU. So you have just copies of whoever's on your team on the other team, which if they hadn't have been lazy, they would have made specific models for each team, have the same abilities for each specialists on either team, but at least have different character models. I mean, come on, you're a billion-dollar company. But moving on from that, one of the main problems with specialists is the fact that anybody can do whatever the fuck they want, right? Everybody plays by themselves pretty much. It's hard to find a squad in Battlefield 2042. Well, one, because you can't really make your own squad, or you can, but you can only randomly join other squads. You can't pick and choose. Everybody plays by themselves because they can be their own one-man army. They face a problem and they're like, well, I'm going to keep playing Falc, but I'm just going to bring C4 now. So people have said it countless times, just separate all the specialists into different classes and have some gadget restrictions. And that would make the games 100 times better than it is right now. Guaranteed. It would be way better. But they keep banging their heads against the wall on, non-issues, so to speak. Like, sure, the specialists are dumb with their stupid, dumb faces and their stupid voice lines, but the core of the issue is deeper than just looks and voice lines. It lies somewhere within the ability for everybody to do whatever they want. So, yeah, these changes are welcome, but it doesn't fix the core problem with specialists. So, yeah. I guess it's a good thing that they're going to look more gritty now, and changing some voice lines. But yeah, the gameplay's overall still going to feel kind of the same. And before we get into the content that's coming in Season 1, they spoke of portal weapons making their way into the base game, so All Out Warfare, which is great because Portal is kind of underutilized right now because there's no persistent servers, obviously. And there's a lot of content in there that's just dormant. You could literally use a lot of that content and put it in All Out Warfare and end the content drought right now with the snap of a finger. Like that. You got way more stuff to do. So they're looking into that. Don't know how many weapons will make their way into All Out Warfare or if there'll be any maps, but that is something they're looking at. And finally, for the new content with Season 1, so it's launching next month, which is June. No mention of whether it's going to be early or late. I think they learned their lesson of giving time frames here. So there will be new content coming to the game in the form of a new map, a new specialist, new weapons, new vehicles, new battle pass. Also, they're going to have more weekly missions and more Portal featured experiences and more community spotlights. I don't even know what those are. And somewhere in Season 1, there's going to be some improvements to the animations so they don't look so clunky and like unrefined, blocky mess. And also some traversal improvements. You can see them on screen right now, the difference between before and after. A lot of these were refined in past titles, and we seem to have lost them along the way. And then Season 1 ends somewhere in August or September, and then it says Season 2 with no month or whatever showing when that might release. But anyways, that'll be it for this development update video. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below, and let me know if this will bring you back to 2042. But anyways, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.